The area destroyed by logging in this video is Haitua Mountain, which is beyond Badaling at the northwest of Beijing, China, and the junction of North Zhongshan Town of Yangqing County and Shuqing County, Hebei Province. It was promoted to be Haitua National Nature Reserve in June 2003. Haitua Mountain is just like a huge screen at the north of the capital and becomes an important line of defense against the sandstorms. But recently a great number of logging was found at Haitua Mountain. Haitua belongs to the typical montane forest ecosystem that covers extensive biological categories, which includes the special animal and plant groups in China and the diverse plant resources and rare animals, with the characteristics of diversity, rarity, and representativity. The rise at the broken south is obvious, with the steep mountains and broken clouds and fogs. The sudden downpour in summer was named as Haitu Flying Rain. In ancient times, it is also called beauty showing, as one of 8 views of Guituan. What is the exact reason for the logging that was performed at such a natural barrier of Beijing? In July 2015, Beijing succeeded in bidding for the 2022 Winter Olympics, which will be the first time for China to host the Winter Olympics and the third time to host the Olympics after Beijing Olympics and the Youth Olympic Games at Nanjing. Though Beijing and Zhengzhou are the host cities, the site selection in the next place still becomes a hot topic. According to the investigation and materials comparison, the environmentalists confirmed that the government would plan to transform the core area of Natural Nature Reserve into the mountain high ski of the Winter Olympics. Such a decision was rejected by many people in the beginning, as the National Nature Reserve should not be destroyed. A typical nature reserve can be generally divided into 3 areas, namely the core area, buffer area, and experimental area. Due to the different biodiversity, location, and function of the 3 areas, the key points and ways of protection will also be different. As long as one of them is destroyed, the ecosystem of the whole reserve will be affected. There are over 2,000 types of animals and plants, including the national key protected plants of Actinidia arguta, Philodendron amaranth, Rupert, Juglans, Mandshurika maxim, Glycine soja Sebe, and Acanthopanax senocosis harms. 125 bird species and 29 animal species, such as Aquila halacia, Aquila cretaceus, Nomorhatus garau, and Panthera pardus. After more and more attention is paid to Haitua Mountain, the environmentalists who appeal for the protection of nature reserve began to be banned to post. Meanwhile, in September of 2015, an article on Beijing News drew the attention of environmentalists. According to the report, the range of SongShan Reserve had been adjusted. The adjusted reserve is much bigger than the former one. While the former core area of reserve would be out of the reserve and then become the mountain high ski for the Winter Olympics. But how can the range of reserve be adjusted at will? What is the motive for the adjustment? According to regulations on adjustment of National Nature Reserve, the declaration files for the adjustment of reserve should be published to announce the risk assessment. But there was no such announcement for the range adjustment this time. Without the announcement of reserve adjustment, or the publishing of protection measures, or the announcement of risk assessment, the logging had begun already. The video was shot in May of 2017. Besides, is Haitua the best site for mountain high ski? Firstly, its temperature is too high. The average days of the snow season are 82 in the past 5 years, while the average numbers for Chongli District and Zhengqiao-kou, that is 100 kilometers away, is 162 days. If Haitoa Mountain is selected as the site of mountain high ski in the future, a great deal of artificial snow due to high temperatures and a short snow season will cause a serious resource waste and environmental damage. Secondly, the cost of water source for water-intensive industries in Beijing is 160 yuans per ton, and that is extremely high. Because of so many problems, how will the issue of Olympic economy for such a ski resort be solved after the Winter Olympics? Is it worth investing so largely, destroying the environment so greatly? The contradiction between the urban development and environment always exists. There are several precedents at home and abroad to seek the economic benefits by destroying the environment. Nowadays, the revenge of nature has become visibly gradual. Beijing Olympic Committee once made the important commitment when bidding for Winter Olympics as athletes-oriented, sustainable development and economical Olympics. But how can it be exchanged with the natural environment of core area of reserve? How can the relevant departments that bid for Winter Olympics face to the commitment once made? If a balance should be made between nature and development, how much economic benefits worthy for the exchange of the rare natural forest? While we want prosperity and wealth, we also want clear water and green mountains. In fact, clear water and green mountains can bring us prosperity and wealth. If you are also passionate about the environmental protection, please forward this video to the government officials, environmentalists, and related personnel of Olympics organizing committees around you.